Well, good morning. Esteemed members of the committee, my name is Toni Tsatoke-Mule. I'm a citizen of the Kiowa tribe and currently serve in the role of Executive Director of the Kiowa Education Agency. I'm here today speaking on behalf of the Kiowa Executive Branch and at the request of our chairman, David Paddle-T. Sullivan. I'm here to be a voice for Kiowa students of all ages and share about our essential needs within the Kiowa tribe and the Southern Plains region as a whole. Today's hearing provides a way for tribal nations, no matter how large or small, to exercise tribal sovereignty, reaffirm the federal trust responsibility, and honor the firm foundation of treaty law as supreme law of the land. Securing and prioritizing funding for the Department of the Interior and all related agencies are not only foundational, but are dollars well spent that meet some of the greatest needs and dire conditions that exist in our country. These critical funds make a difference to real people like myself and the students that I serve. No resource is better spent than to progress the pursuit of education and improve the quality of life. Throughout our history, we have endured and survived, and today is no different. In these very uncertain times and ever-changing times, I sincerely appreciate each one of you for listening to all the testimonies given during this hearing. Today I'm speaking before this body as a product of tribal college education. Haskell Indian Nations University, located in Lawrence, Kansas, is a 6-hour drive from Carnegie, Oklahoma. Today, Haskell prepares Native students for career paths and leadership roles, but not at the expense of Native identity. In tribal colleges, our identity is a strength, not a weakness or a challenge that hinders academic success. When I entered Haskell, the only educational experiences that I carried with me were in mainstream public schools. That is very common for many. By that time, I only knew what it felt like to be unseen, unheard, outnumbered, small, and excluded. As a child, I could not articulate the imbalance of power and the marginalization that was so evident to me. Our Kiowa Education Agency is located in Anadarko, Oklahoma. That is the home of Riverside Indian School, which provides a safe and quality education for so many students in need. To the people who work and teach there, and for the students that attend there, it is much more than a school. It's a family. Also in the town of Anadarko, our Kiowa Education Agency serves children and youth. From our babies that enter childcare so parents can contribute to the workforce or pursue education. Our Johnson O'Malley and Youth Leadership Development Program promotes academics and leadership development. We have Kiowa students in schools all across Oklahoma and the United States. We celebrate their achievements and create protective factors to support and encourage them. Our higher education, vocational training, and job placement training helps facilitate self-sufficiency among our Kiowa citizens. Who understands our students' challenges? Many challenges originate from a history marked by land displacement, resource exploitation, and war. The implications of our shared history manifest every day in the social problems that we all witness and experience in Native communities in the form of poverty and violence. Despite all of these things, our students seek knowledge, armed with possibility, and desire to make a difference for themselves, their families, and the tribal nations that they inherently represent. American Indian educational programs and institutions have been affected most recently by drastic propositions and abrupt cuts in funding. Programs that primarily affect Native students have been subject to arbitrary moves, changes, and consolidations with no meaningful tribal consultations to guide these actions. To our Native students, this feels like a direct threat to the future of our young people everywhere. Our students are persistent, hardworking young people who dare to aspire to something greater. Many demonstrate mighty resilience, and against many odds, they contribute and continue to pursue their studies under a constant cloud of insecurity. It is very difficult to conceive that education of any matter could be a target. We must safeguard the BIA and BIE systems that have the potential to right so many wrongs in the history of American Indian education, including the boarding school era, which separated children from families and their parents and disrupted our ability to transmit language and cultural knowledge. The only path for tribal self-determination is education. Unfortunately, I don't sit on the Appropriations Committee. We must inform others who have the power to protect our students, our teachers, and our learning institutions. Advance appropriations and increased support for BIA and BIE fuels educational opportunity. It is because of these vital programs that I sit here today fully equipped to confront the educational challenges of our people. The infrastructure needed to grow the capacity of each tribal education department or agency, also called a TED or a TEA, is crucial in our educational journey. The role of TEDs assists and eases navigating the intersections of local, state, and tribal education agencies to remove barriers. The core values of persistence, strength, and purpose that are instilled through Kiowa wisdom have guided my steps from the Kiowa headquarters on the Southern Plains in a small town known today as Carnegie, Oklahoma, to the front steps of the Rayburn Building here in Washington, D.C. Like many of our Kiowa leaders of the past, we make this journey to assert ourselves as the indigenous people of the very land that we stand on. The mission and work of the Bureau of Indian Affairs and the Bureau of Indian Education are not DEI. We affirm the government-to-government relationship. We acknowledge that the basic and fundamental provisions of education and healthcare were of primary importance in binding treaties signed by our ancestors, which established the Federal American Indian Trust responsibility. So today, I present this oral testimony before you as an example of educational opportunity afforded through resources appropriated to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. At times, the decisions that we make have impact that we never see in our lifetime. The mission and work of the BIA and the BIE can and does make a difference in the lives of Kiowa citizens every day. I want to extend my appreciation to the subcommittee for allowing me the time to present testimony in support of program funding that is so critically important to Indian country. And in the Kiowa language, we say aho, which is thank you.
Thank you, Toni. Christina.